done against all odds?
I have no complaints whatsoever. I feel that the good Lord has been more than kind to me and my family. And I am glad that my husband tried to do everything he could for the good of the people. Excuse me. Can I have water? Here, just water. Sometimes I can control myself.
Anibersaryo ng pagbomba sa Plaza Miranda nang mapatay si Ninoy Aquino. Kung ang pagbomba sa Plaza Miranda ay hudyat ng pagsupil sa demokrasya, ang pagpatay kay Ninoy ay naging hudyat ng wakas ng diktadura. Inabot ng 11 oras ang prosesyon mula sa simbahan hanggang sa lipitan. Daang-daang libo ang naglakas loob na makiramay at makipaglibing, isang rumaragasang daluyong ng nagngangalit na dagat. Dahil sa tindi ng reaksyon ng taong bayan, nag-utos ng formal na investigasyon si Marcos. 2 investigative commission ang binuo. At binuwag din pagkatapos dahil walang kredibilidad sa publiko. Ang ikatlo, ang Agrava Commission sa pamumuno ni Judge Corazon Agrava ay hindi nagpakita ng takot.
It was so sad. On my birthday, months after, they indicted me in the Agrava Commission 1984. And hindi ko maintindihan bakit ako nakaunang sinalang nila indicted for the assassination of Ninoy.
Si General Fabian Ver ay isa sa mga pinaghihinalaang utak ng krimen. Ipinatawag din siya ng Agrava Commission at kasama siya ng mga akusadong nilitis ng Sandigang Bayan. Napilitan si Marcos na papagbakasyonin muna si Ver.
When General Ver was asked to go on leave because of the initial findings of the Agrava Commission, the 68 general officers in the service at the time, I was the 69th, passed around a manifesto declaring support for him. At that time, I was already the acting chief of staff, concurrently vice chief of staff and chief of the Philippine Constabulary Integrated National Police. I refused to join in that manifesto. I was the only one who refused among the general officers. Medyo nakita ko doon na masyado ng self-serving, masyado ng garapal yung ginagawa nila. Sa palagay ko, orders from here in Malacanang.
Pinawalang sala ng Sandigang Bayan si Ver. Agad siyang ibinalik ni Marcos sa dating pwesto. Lalong tumindi ang galit ng taong bayan.
Nawala yung takot ng Pilipino. Nakikita mo naman na yung mga tinatawag na confetti revolts sa Makati nag-umpisa na.
Things are beginning to unravel at that point. But I think it was also universally felt at the time that stability was like a ball of thread, and having slipped from your hands, it is not easy to pick up the pieces and make it whole again.
Sa mismong hanay ng militar, lumaganap ang disgusto. Nabuo ang Reform the Armed Forces Movement o RAM.
The activities of RAM intensified in 83 primarily because of the assassination of Ninoy Aquino. Soldiers are used to this violence. They're used to it. So the violence per se is not the issue to, I mean, at least from my observation of the military I knew. The issue is how it was done. It was so brazen. And if a government can do that, it deserved to be brought down by force if necessary.
Sa mga kilos protesta, nagkasama ang mga aktivistang may iba't ibang ideolohiya at ang iba't ibang sektor ng lipunan, pati na ang malalaking negosyante. Lumakas din ang tinatawag na alternative press, mga periodiko at magazine palaban at walang takot tulad ng Malaya at Mr. and Miss Special Edition. Minaliit ng rehimen ng mga ito at binansagang Mosquito Press.
Now, ang Americans, malakas ang pressure nila kay Marcos to allow criticism in media. Mangyari, ang dami nang bumabatikos kay Reagan at saka si kay Carter at saka yung mga sumusunod sa kanila na bakit niyo sinusuporta itong diktadura. So, Marcos, para pagbigyan ang State Department, ang White House, ang Pentagon, ay he allowed the Mosquito Press to exist.
Nabalisa ang Estados Unidos sa lumalalang kalagayan ng bansa, lalo na sa mabilis na pag-unlad ng impluensya at saklaw ng CPP, NPA, NDF.
The Americans realized that eventually they had to do away with Marcos because they had their bases here. And they did not want that bases to be isolated. And they did not want the CPP, NPA to get stronger and stronger.
Nung dumating yung 1985, ay unang-una, seryosong-seryoso na yung sakit ni Marcos. Pangalawa, yung ating ekonomiya ay pabagsak din. Pabagsak kasi katakot-takot na nakawan, pagkatapos mismanage pa yung economy.
Ang paniwala ni Presidente Marcos noon he was under siege internationally from all the Western governments.
Gusto niya mag-communicate sa American people through David Brinkley Shaw that he was willing to go through national elections, presidential elections. And that will prove, you see, that he is not the ruthless, hungry, despotic dictatorship that the American media was picturing him to be. Doon siya nagkamali. Malaking pagkakamali niya yun. Doon nag-umpisa ang kanyang fall.
I announce that I am ready to call a snap election, perhaps earlier than 8 months, perhaps in 3 months or less than that.